happening? There's no technical issues tonight. Sadly, I am flying solo for the first part of the show. Apologies to anybody who's not happy with that, but I'm really, really looking forward to chatting to Rich and Robyn from the awesome Stonebroken. How are we doing, Crow family? This is episode 92. Unbelievable. Hello, Callum, Linda, Karen, David, Maria, Jane, Pete, Carly, Catherine, Gary. Hey, good to see you, Gary, buddy. Teresa, sorry if I'm leaving people out. It is flying up my screen, which is great. Marcus, Robert, Sam, evening, everybody. Basically, sadly, there's no Shane tonight. There's no technical difficulties. There's no shenanigans. He's not feeling very well. And also Lloyd can't make it tonight. There's a bit of lurgy around the Crow camp. You can hear it on my throat as well. Nothing to worry about. Send him some love if you want to. But the guys will be back next week. Joining us later as well will be Dave and Shiner. So they're going to pop on for some laughs, a bit of Dave's Did You Know, and maybe a giveaway or two. Yes, before I get down to our special guests tonight, because I'm not going to waffle on at the beginning too much, just a quick reminder on the socials. The last couple of weeks, we've had a couple of gigs announced, which are creeping up on us, and I can't wait. Live music is back. A lot of people now are starting to listen to this show or watch this show a day or two later, which is fantastic because they're out and about and they're watching live music. So the Primordial day splits are up. If you go to primordial.com as well, you can actually see the stage times. They're available for everybody as well. This awesome festival has been announced as well with our buddy Stonebroken. So that'll be coming up later in the year. And of course, Teddy Rocks, which is around the corner. It's an incredible cause. We've been wanting to do it. So that one is creeping upon us in the next, I think, 2 to 3 weeks. So it's a good job. We've all got the lurgy now and we're getting it out of the way so we can be nice and fresh and see all your smiling faces. Like I said, I don't want to kind of waffle on. How's my week? It's been great. Got a nasty cold, but I think there's a lot of it going around at the moment. Really enjoyed WrestleMania on the weekend, but I think the majority of you are not wrestling fans, so I don't want to bore you with that. But it was an incredible weekend. For anybody who hasn't seen WrestleMania, although there's one person talking about it, so I will talk about it for 10 seconds. Yes, I did see WrestleMania, and I thought it's the best one I've seen in years. I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it, but it was loads of fun. I didn't get to stay up the second night because I'm just getting too old for that shit now. It was just way too much of a commitment. 5 o'clock in the morning, I think the first night was, and the second night I was proper struggling. But it was worth it when I caught up. An amazing watch as well. So, and I've just seen Monday Night Raw before I've come on here, so I've caught up on my wrestling. Great weekend. Back on the diet, back drinking the water. Shows are coming, all good time. But I would like to catch up with our good buddies, people we've known for years now. We've toured with them. They're killing it on the scene. They got a brand new record. Rich and Robyn from Stonebroken.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, guys? All right?
Yeah,
Good,
not too
thank
bad.
you. Who are you?
Yes, slightly different tonight. I think it was episode 18. I just checked. That's when you guys were on last when we caught up again.
Wow.
I know, man. It's bonkers. So there's been a few times in between there when we have like little glitches now. You can't help it with technology, and I bet you two have had it as well. And
Yep.
Shane disappears. So I kind of got the Wayne's World moment out of the way with Garth, where I'm like, I'm having so much fun. That's all gone now. I don't mind. I don't sweat as much, but kind of when it all went like live, then I was like, oh man, I don't know how to start it because we're so used to kind of bouncing off each other that it was weird. I'm making sure I hit everything, making sure that I introduce you guys properly and I don't fuck it up. And yeah,
You did fine.
Yeah, it was all good.
thank you very much.
But I mean,
that's good.
when we last did the Crowcast, we were doing sort of our acoustic performances and that sort of stuff, and we would have the exact same thing. It was usually Kieran. He would just
Freeze.
and we'd lose him for a little bit.
But carry on talking to him like nothing had happened.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? It's not too bad when it happens to the band. That's what I found. And I know that's really bad to say, but if it was the band, it was like, cool, right? He's looking happy.
Yeah.
Like sitting there like that. But it's when you had like Danny Bowes or someone like that would come on and you're like, oh man, I don't want this to kind of freeze now. Or like when yourselves come on and you're telling a story and you're doing this like nodding thing, because that's what we used to do at the beginning. We'd be nodding and you can't hear nothing, or it's doing that glitchy thing, and you're like, oh, I really don't want to ask him to do that again, like, or say it again.
It's the word. I mean, even on phone calls, like if there's any interruption, you're like, do I really want to ask if they can I ask them to say it again? So it must be even worse on a live broadcast.
Yeah, well, that's my favorite game. There's a couple of musos that I phone kind of occasionally, and when I do, they've always got really bad phone signal. So we've started calling it Game of Phones, where it's like literally it takes 15 ringbacks to try and get a good signal. Wow. And in the end, it's just like, you good? Yeah, you good? Yeah, I'll speak to you in 6 months. Wicked. But yeah, hashtag Game of Phones, we started calling it, because it was like you had nothing from the conversation besides frustration. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like you meant to be ringing them up, hey, how's the band? How's things going? And then just be like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And you're walking down the street looking like a nutter, like, you know? So, yeah, man. But yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, episode 18, that was about a year ago. That's roughly, it's got to be, because I'm trying to think, it would have been around the time we both did Planet Rocks the Asylum.
Yeah.
That was not March.
Was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh my God.
It was 2 years ago. I was going to say it wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago.
That's genuinely,
that's crazy.
That's mental.
That's what we were on about earlier. It's just like, I have no concept of what gig is from which fucking year, what like.
It's even worse. Like we had COVID. When was that?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've just had to write everything down. Like I can't remember anything. It's just like the brain fog is still real. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow. See, and like power naps. Are you both into the power naps due to COVID, or? Are you politely gonna go? No, that's just you, man.
Well, I'm not in the napping phase just yet.
No, so like I'm the kind of person where once I'm up in the morning, I'm up for the rest of the day, unless I'm ill. And I was ill last week with a bug, and one of the days I was here. This is Stonebroken HQ, and I fell asleep in this seat.
Yeah, I turned around to like Chris, and I was like, he's ill. He's asleep. He never sleeps in the day. So.
Yeah. I just had to close my eyes just for a little bit, but that is because I had like a stomach bug, and it was really it was brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't very nice.
Yeah, because that's the thing now. When you say poorly or ill or whatever the term is, it's always like, have you tested?
You can't have any illness now without being suspected of having COVID.
Yeah,
but it wasn't COVID. It was just like a bug that I had. But yeah, I mean, but it's still like very real, isn't it? It's still kind of.
Yeah, man. I mean, I said to you guys off camera, I said it the other week on the Crowcast, it's cool. Like, my missus caught it the second time the other day, and like my throat's a bit thing at the moment. I felt a little bit kind of weird the last few days, and every day she's like, have you tested? Have you tested? But she's almost like, it's not she wants me to have it again. She just can't understand it. She can't rack her brain around the fact of she's had it, but we all did exactly the same thing. We were in exactly the same places. So what made her different at the time? Like, it's just the mind fuck. Like, but yeah, I think I coughed earlier, and she was like, oh, "That's another symptom." Oh, stop it, man! And I was like, so I did one for her. Like, I was like, this is genuinely for you, which is starting to kill, like, with the whole fucking swab thing. Like,
it's the worst. Yeah. So like, the new test, like they come with like smaller swabs, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't read the instructions, and I was like trying to get it in the back of my throat.
I mean, like this.
I was like, why are they giving us smaller swabs? It doesn't make sense. And I was like, oh, it's just for the nose.
It was literally just a nose one. So like, yeah. So literally, it was literally about that long. So usually they're like a really long stick on. And I was a bit confused. I did it. I was like, that was really tough this time around. Like, why have they made them like literally like
cotton bud size?
Cotton bud, yeah. And that's literally the size it was. And then it wasn't until afterwards when Robyn read it, and she was like, "Oh, this pack was only meant to go up the nose." I was like, "Oh, well, that makes sense."
It's like Someone said the other day about, are you putting it up the opposite nostril that you've got your piercing as well? But like you've got both. Yeah, you've got
really
both. Like
so that's
yeah.
Just like, you know.
I don't even. It's like as if they're making the rules up, isn't they? Like, it's like, oh, they got a nose piercing. Oh, it's that. It is. It's fucking mad. Like. But yeah, it is. It's very much real. And I don't know. Is this still like obviously we're going to get into the album, and I can't wait to get into all of that and that. But like gigs wise for you guys, we were trying to make the plans for the European as we all do, like, you know, and that has been a nightmare at the moment because obviously everybody is moving differently. So you still kind of coming across those obstacles and reschedules as well. Have you caught up on them?
Well, I mean, the tour that we have coming up in a couple of weeks' time, that's the third lot of dates that this tour has been on. The tour has toured more than us.
That's amazing.
So like, yeah, that is, and we've had that booked for ages. Literally, we did the tour with Black Star Riders.
Yeah.
And then we were pretty much straight into the studio, and the tour was all arranged at that point, which you're going back kind of 2 years now.
Yeah.
And then it's just been rescheduled. But yeah, this is the only tour that we've had booked for like just over 2 years.
Yeah.
And we've got a festival in Austria, Nova Rock, which is a reschedule, which we're playing. And the other ones that we've got coming in, sort of like we've got Heretic Fest, we've got Firestorm, like yourselves, we've got Stone Dead, and they're all kind of like new bookings now that we're in a more COVID-free society.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Like you said, Nova Rocks, then I know there's festivals out in Europe that didn't obviously get the chance that we had to play live, like, because like for anybody, like we might repeat some stuff that was said on 18, but it doesn't matter because it's kind of, after we did the last episode, we did the Behind the War of the Worlds show, I call it, where you would just play into a camera with red dots in the smoke, like in the asylum. It was fun. It was weird, wasn't it? Because none of us had been in that vibe.
Yeah.
Just
it
cameras.
Felt like a really posh like rehearsal.
Yeah. It's literally that's kind of what it was like. It was like you were playing to like cameramen. That's like all it was.
The usual vibing off the audience and the fans. There's just none of that, was there? So
yeah, it's just really
strange. You're really strange.
Well, it went from that to we were all announced for the download pilot, which was wicked.
Yeah.
And then obviously that's your first one back, the same as us, wasn't it? Which was surreal, like, do you know what I mean?
Anxiety levels was through the roof.
I mean, I've never felt anxiety like it. Like generally, before a show, I am fine.
Yeah.
I'll have the butterflies and the adrenaline and that sort of stuff, but it's not nervousness. It's not anxiety or anything like that. But for that show, the download pilot, my anxiety was through the roof, and I was doubting on everything. I have to remember to change batteries in my wireless pack. You know, all the things that come naturally when you're touring all the time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Do I know the words? Do I remember how to interact with an audience? And all those thoughts were going through my head at a million miles an hour as we were kind of getting ready side of stage. But then, like, I mean, you probably know I have chewing gum when I'm on stage. And I'll put the chewing gum in like about 30 seconds before we're due on, and then I just felt relaxed because it was the bit of normal, it was the bit of routine that I had before going on stage, and then it all felt great. Added pressure was we had our own film crew there as well. We were filming a load of stuff.
Nice first one back.
Exactly.
Just chuck everything at us, it's fine. And I'm walking the stage like this. I'm gonna be okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, I mean, Stonebroken know how to do things, as in a lot of things at the same time. we never do things by half. It's like, oh, we're gonna play download. It's gonna be our first show back. Oh, cool. Well, let's just get camera crew there and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's we like to set ourselves a challenge, and we like to push ourselves even when it's not necessary, effectively.
But what a show like to come back to. It's just amazing.
Oh yeah, it was incredible. Like the thing is, everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted that show.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. And I mean, we seen you. When I bumped into you, and it was that you don't know what to do. Obviously, we'd spoken on you. I think when we seen each other in the asylum, I'll tell you the truth from that gig. I drove home way too quick. And I got on one of these, like a Zoom thing with my friends who had watched the show. And I was just like, because it was like, because they were all going, wow, did you touch anyone? And I was like,
did you touch anyone?
That's a real fucking bizarre question. But it was the questions to ask, wasn't it? It was were you in a room with like just the band, or were you in a room with Stonebroken? I said, it was really weird because obviously all the rules, John kept all the rules in with Planet Rock. So it was still at that crossover, like, you know, and there was still anxiety there and that. But when we got the download and I seen you guys, it was like, it was just sensory overload. And did you go out the front as well? Did you?
We did. Yeah.
That was like, and my missus was like, I'm definitely getting COVID from this. And she didn't.
But like the strangest thing for me at that download pilot was there was obviously a lot of security, and this was like on the run up to the show where you had to take pictures with your COVID tests and all that sort of stuff. And then it was kind of like you were going through airport security, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there was people who would sign you in, and they would look at you and look at a photo that you'd taken the day before, and be like, okay, yep, that is you. And then they'd be like, okay, you can take your mask off. I'm like, say what now? Like, you can take your mask off. I'm like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Like the best feeling that I had from that festival is literally eating cold pizza whilst standing in a field full of thousands of people watching bands. It was just like the emotion to like from that. I mean,
wow. that sentence doesn't sell it that well. I mean, you almost lost me at the cold pizza.
I was too busy talking to people to eat my pizza.
There's no better feeling. I had cold pizza in a field.
It was still amazing.
But that's the thing. It was the atmosphere, wasn't it? You know,
that's the best thing about being in a band, or when you go out and you have food, and someone comes over for a chat, because you do that double look at your food, going and then,
I really want this.
And then you like wait for a second, and as you go to eat, they'll ask you a question. You're like, I completely get that. That's like, because you don't want to be rude, and especially that day, because it was like, bloody hell, everyone we were just bumping into, and it was like it was lush to see all the crews. We had, I think we told you afterwards, or whether we got to see you, but we had a few technical issues, which, you know, we let it go. Like normally on gigs you're pretty harsh on yourselves and stuff, but that one we had to let it go. We were fucking one to let go as well, like, you know. But we were like, the gear hadn't been on tour, or nothing had been out for so long, like, so we just kind of had to swallow it up. And for me, it was something simple like new track, Sick of Me. I might have told you this because I'm one for like afterwards, I should have gone right, but hit everything right, hit the pads, waiting for everything to kick in, and the click in the year for that track. Nothing. I was like, and then we hadn't been in that position, and not with like 8,000 to 10,000 people where you go in, it's not working, and like
that's my worst nightmare. That is,
in it. You're on the drums, just going like that. It's not working. And I'm looking at my tech, and I'm like, help! He's running over, and I'm like, fuck, you got to hurry up, because it's like 5 seconds feels like 3 minutes, and 10 seconds. I'm
100%.
Sweating, and I'm more worked up than everybody else. Everyone else is chilled, and I'm like, hurry up. And,
well, this is where the drum solo came from me doing a drum solo live. That originated from, we was on tour with Glenn Hughes, and Kieran's lead had broke. Was it his lead?
Oh, he's always had issues with his bass stuff.
Anyway, like the bass was just completely dead. And he couldn't fix it, could he?
No.
And Rich was like, after the song ended, he was like, drum solo. I was like, what? I've never done a drum solo. And then he was like, we've got to fix Keith's thing. Anyway, I just started playing. I was just like, oh my God, I'm just going to have to go for it. So I kept looking over saying, you done? You're done. Is it ready? Is it ready? Come on,
going,
quick,
keep going,
quick.
Rob.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I managed to get through it. I was just like giving him like evils, like constantly, like, come on.
But the thing is, like, we're playing the song, and obviously you're on stage. The bass cuts out. You know that the bass isn't there, and kind of so like we're going through the song, and I'm looking at Key, and I'm looking at what he's doing, and nothing's working. I'm like, okay. Usually I would do like some talking while he's fixing it, or you know, that sort of stuff. But he'd been trying to fix it that whole song.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to try and get Robyn to do something whilst I try and help him. And we got it fixed, didn't we?
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
And the drum solo stuck then after that. It was just like,
it did for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, we can go for a break.
I get clammy just thinking of it, because like it don't even have to be like you in particular. It's when something goes wrong with anything on the stage. It's just a nightmare, man. Do you know what I mean?
It really is, yeah.
So
like,
and you just like, you don't want to let everybody down. You've got a set time, obviously, so you don't want to drop a song. It's just a nightmare. Like
the worst one that we ever had was because we have a laptop on stage that's running Click. And what we've done is we've programmed the laptop to switch air amps for us.
Yes.
So we go from like clean channels to distorted channels, and that all happens from the laptop. And it was on the Black Star Riders tour. I'll never forget it because it was Leeds. I don't even remember where it was. We came out on stage, and it was the first song. We were coming out to Stay All Night. Same thing we'd done on the whole tour.
Yeah.
And the tracks are running, the intro track, and we kick in, and the guitars are in the wrong patches, and it sounds god awful. And I just freeze on stage. This is like, we've hyped everyone up, like, yeah. And then I grabbed the microphone. I turn around to everyone, I'm like, stop. This is a nightmare. So I said to the audience, I was like, we've got a technical issue. We're going to sort this out, and then we're going to be back. So we literally just had to reset the laptop,
turn it off and on again, basically.
And we did that, and literally just to make it a little bit more comical, we just went back off stage and redid the whole intro, and we came back on like nothing had happened.
I love that. I love that.
I just sat there.
Oh yeah, Robyn just sat there like it while the intro was running. It's like, I am not leaving.
Well, the thing is, like, I'd plugged in my in-ears and everything. I was ready to go. I was just like, right, that's it.
Yeah. And that's the first time that had ever happened as well. But yeah, it's one of those that you can't predict when it's going to happen. Technology is technology, isn't it? At the end of the day.
We've been talking about the same thing, like, you know, and it's good for everybody to hear this at home as well. But it's like our practices lately, they used to turn up, you plug in, you play, bang, you're off. Like, but because now the same as you guys, you're rehearsing the production for your up and coming tour. So everything then is mic'd up, everything is, so you're trying to run it the best you can and simulate that live vibe. The only problem is sometimes you just want to get up and jam the songs, like, do you know what I mean? But it's when like there's a weak lead in the chain or something, or something isn't working with the in-ears. Because I think after when we did our first tour, we might have told you this, but we had a lot of trouble trying to settle in with the in-ears just because it wasn't always right. And they're I suppose they're the moments of any band developing and moving up the ladder, because you're getting used to playing those. And we actually asked you as well, like, loads of advice, and I know the wagon started to go into it, and that's how you learn, right? How do you, how did you manage to run that? How do you do that? It just wasn't working for us. Like, and it's still, for us now, we're settling a lot more. But the fucking palaver to just rock up as a band and just go, should we go through the set? It's like you said, Rich, it's the amount of technology you're having to like plug the desk in, right? Get all the desk running, make sure all that's sorted. Right? How are you doing? So you're doing a sound check for a rehearsal, man. It's mad, isn't it? It's chaos, kind of when we all started back in the day of like a drum kit that would, maybe be a bit ropey or whatever. Broken cymbals and that. Now everyone's like, oh, can you put a bit of tape on your cymbal? Can you?
The cymbal bleed is unreal.
I mean, because it's like you say, for our rehearsals now, we do it all on in-ears, and we run it through our studio, don't we? So there are. I mean, the room, the rehearsal space that we've got isn't huge, so everyone's vocal mics just picks up cymbal, like all like, and it's.
Yeah, I try and hit like a little like. Well, I try and hit light, but when you're vibing to a track, it's just like right.
Come on. Yeah. Robyn has got.
Yeah,
literally. She doesn't use drumsticks. She uses Thor's hammers. That's what she does.
These guns.
So check it, guys. Like it's Robyn's gun show.
Rich would be there in the next rehearsal with a roller gaffer for the cymbals. No, but it's the simple things you learn like that, like a bit of gaffer tape, or like we've started like playing around with Kempers and stuff, just seeing if it works. We're still very old school. We love the sound of the cabs, but you do notice the difference of the bleed. Your in-ears become a lot better. Everything becomes a lot more clarity. That's the best way to put it. So, because I don't want to go like full on, and this is far from me slagging them off because it's their band and stuff, but Fozzy have gone full like electric drum kit and stuff, and that just doesn't do it for me. I don't know if that's something you've tried. I got one, but there, and I just about rehearse on it. It's like I shouldn't say that because Roland are great, but it's like
I personally don't get on with them either. There's just no feel. Like you said, they're great for like at home. And if you want to, because the neighbours and all that. But other than that, like I bought one during lockdown and I've used it
twice.
It's hard, isn't it? It's like, I just don't vibe off them. And I know there's probably a load of like people who know me who've got drum stores now who are going, stop saying that. But it's great. Like you said, Robyn, learning at home through COVID, there was so many people bought them as well, which is fab. But for me, you can't beat like a real drum kit. And I couldn't imagine like taking that on a stage and trying to do what we do. And you're trying to create that, like, because Fozzy, you guys have toured with them in America and stuff. It's like, I don't know, it's just my personal opinion. So it's not even, like I said, a criticism of them. It's just, I feel like a band like that should be in your face. It should be big, the roaring.
Trust me, it is loud.
It's Fozzy are. Oh my God.
They are really
They
loud.
are they? I haven't seen them yet, but I'm seeing all the videos with like electric kit and stuff. And I'm like, don't do that to me, dude. Don't do that to me.
To be fair, I haven't seen videos with electric kit because when we toured with them, it was still acoustic kit at that point, wasn't it?
Yeah, Frank.
Frank's left now, hasn't he? And someone else is in there. So I didn't realize that they were using electric kits now.
Well, it started, and it's like literally a quick thing of they did a birthday party or something for like Chris, and obviously he took the electric kit for because Richie does like an acoustic covers band as well on the side, and he like the Galaxy or Guardians of the Jukebox. Sorry,
that's it.
So they kind of did that 80s thing, which an electric kit would work. And they were like, I tell you what, Frank, rather than bringing out the acoustic kit, use the electric kit and we'll do a little bit of a Fozzy set. And I think it's that in-ears vibe, and they all went, he's not loud as fuck.
I'm against it.
We'll get our own union going, even if they try and enforce it. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's just like, it's weird. Because somebody sent me a video on this side of stage, and all you can hear is literally the desk. It's like literally the hard plastic being hit. Loads of dead strings. It's like fucking, and Chris just fucking wailing on the stage, and you're like, this is not. That's no. But I get the guitar vibe. I know loads of people who are doing Kempers. All the big bands are doing them because obviously it's
Kempers are great for fly dates as well. That's what we found.
I mean, because before the Kemper, I had a dual rectifier, a big Messer, and the flight case for it was unreal, wasn't it? I used to load it into venues, and people used to say, "Where do you want your cab?" I'm like, "No, that's my head," and it was huge, and to travel with that would have cost hundreds per show. So we ended up going with Kempers to do some fly dates, and it stuck. It was unfortunately I had to sell my Messer, which pained me. But the Kemper was the way forward, and we do still mic it up on stage. So we still run a Kemper through the cab, and we take a direct feed as well. So we've got options depending on the venue that you're playing in, and our sound guy is super good with that sort of stuff.
100%.
So it really works, and like I said, I could be lazy on stage now. I don't have to switch the Kemper because the laptop will do it for me.
No, it's not lazy because obviously Yeah, again, there's a lot of bands I know are doing that. What's the term for it? Is it programming like the lights and stuff?
Yeah, and that's
it kind of makes sense with the show and stuff like that. So
well, it means the guys can be wherever they want. Like they don't have to be right next to the pedals, like for them to switch. You know, it just frees them up.
Yeah, so Chris could be right next to Kieran, and his solo patch will come on, and it's there. He doesn't have to run back to his pedals and switch it himself. So and like you say, and we do program all of the lights on stage and things like that. So it made sense to just automate everything. The problem with that being sometimes technical issues arise.
Oh man.
But you know, it
is what it is.
It is, yeah.
I remember, and you'd respect this, Robyn. I spoke to Flip and Barry, Alter Bridge and Shinedown drummers, and they were having this incredible conversation, which I was managed to be there witnessing, and they were on about click, in years, and the way I got it was Shinedown with 100% track. This going blah blah blah, and Alter Bridge to this day I remember him saying they're about 65 to 70%, but they were explaining the difference and what they get from it as well. And obviously the venues were leveling up, the production was leveling up. So there's certain things where, you know, when you're on a massive stage, say in Wembley, for example, just off the top of my head, some guitarists like the sound or they like the feel of the amp hitting them. Well, you can't be on a fucking stage that big, and unless you are Motorhead, and you know what I mean. But you're going to be, especially yourself, Rich, being a singer, you're going to be right down the front. Yeah. So that's not really effective anyway, and then it does genuinely become overbleed and stuff, and you know. So no, so how we progress, I suppose, and like I said, it's mad that all the bands now are starting to go through this evolution, like of leveling up, I suppose. Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it is good because, you know, I think the music industry for the, you know, as long as I've had my eyes on it, it's always been progressing, it's always been moving, and I think the day that it doesn't move anymore is the day it dies. You know, I genuinely think that. You know, I think in our genre, you know, rock and metal, and I think that in a way, the artists aren't scared to do it.
No.
You know, I think we are kind of risk takers in a way. I think it's because we just like to live dangerously.
Rock and roll, innit?
The anarchy.
I'll be honest, probably, like I said before, Point No Return, I was like proper stubborn, and it had to be like crank it up and just make everything raw and as easy as possible. But I've learned, and I'll genuinely say that I'm kind of happy to say that I was stubborn at one point, but now, how do you afford, if you got this big song and you got incredible string arrangement on the song, how can you afford, if you're not playing Wembley every night, to get a fucking orchestra with you?
Yeah.
And I think that's the easiest way to explain to anybody watching. And, you know, especially when they watch bands in the future, that's why I wanted to hit on this point, is when they go, oh, well, you know, I can't hear that, there's nobody playing that or whatever. It's like, well, you know, at the end of the day, can they fucking afford 15 musicians to sit on the side to play one song and to travel around with them, and the accommodation and the vans and the, you know what I mean? So that's when you are right, you have to move with it. And
exactly, you know, and like it was on I don't know if it was the last tour that we did, headline, it might have been, where we played The Only Thing I Need, and we had a choir come out in Birmingham.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, how many people was it? It was about 20 people, wasn't it?
I think so.
In this choir, and they were absolutely buzzing. They're a charity choir, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we set up places where people could donate and stuff, and they did it for free, so long as they could put out these. Everyone was like, yeah, of course. We got back off stage afterwards. We went into this room that they're all in, and they were like, we absolutely can we do the whole tour? Like, we can't afford to put you in hotels.
Yeah, like, we'd love you to.
We cannot afford to put you in hotels and to get a minibus. And
but they was absolutely buzzing just being on stage, like with a full band.
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Big moment as well. Like, you know, that's perfect song as well to do it. We were on about Download as well. Obviously Rockstock and Steelhouse were big moments for you as well.
Yeah.
You know, coming out of the pandemic, this stuff, obviously, I think I might have seen you. I don't know about Steelhouse. That was a bit of a blur, if I'm honest. I think
we did. I think we did cross paths and just had a brief conversation.
Yeah.
I was really clever on the PR side of that. I just kept smiling at people, going, "Yeah," because it was like I didn't know what was going to come out. It was like, yeah, I'm doing great. I've been out here for 2 days solid now. Yeah, it's such a great festival it's genuinely family. It is like, you know, it's I've seen you guys up there multiple times. And it is just one of those festivals where you can relax as a band as well, like, you know, so you can go up, see your mates. That's why I came up to check you guys out and stuff. And yet again, it was beautiful during a pandemic where gigs are back on and everybody was just so loving. How did you kind of ease back into it by that point after the download? Had kind of, you shook that off in the moment and everything, or?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is that for both of those shows, we were late additions to the bill. For both Stillhouse and Rockstock, because other bands either couldn't travel from Europe, or there was illness. So on the flip side of that, yes, we'd already been out and played Download to a ton of people, so we'd got that kind of done and out the way. But we had like a week and a bit's notice for both of those shows, so it's kind of like, let's get into a rehearsal room and play some songs, you know. But yeah, it was great, but it was a different kind of nervous energy, because it was kind of like we were you almost feel kind of like underprepared for it, you know. But no, they both turned out great.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's like going and seeing your extended family again, isn't it?
Yeah,
going to those shows, you know. So and seeing the fans and getting to speak with them, and it was just incredible. And Steelhouse being outdoors again, and getting some fresh air, because it feels like we've been cooped up for a couple of years, you know. So it was nice to get out and do that.
That's how I felt. It was like proper let your hair down, catch up with people yet again, and like don't take it for granted anymore, like, you know, because for anybody who's still like I'm in an hour in whether to go and watch a band, it's like you've just had a taste of what that's like when you genuinely can't, like, you know. So because like I said, there's a lot of people they don't watch live this show anymore, but they'll watch tomorrow, or they'll watch on the weekend, or they'll listen to the audio. And I'm like, that's amazing. We've got to kind of move on. Like, do you know what I mean? I'd rather you be watching bands or out and about. That's incredible. Considering we were all just stuck in and there wasn't a great lot of thought of like going to a gig, like, do you know what I mean? So, but it was brilliant. I was so chuffed for the promoters as well, you know, like, because that was an hard time of shuffling around bills. Nobody knew. We couldn't get confident ourselves. We were actually booked for them, but obviously the Rockstock for us was a change of bill because of Monster Truck. So just everything was like, everybody had to be so on it, and that was
reactive.
Yeah, and it was a great call as well when they could pick up the phone and then you guys go, yeah, for sure. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, hang on, let me just check. Like, and then obviously in the background as well, which was fantastic, you had the album, which everyone was asking you, what is happening with the record? I know when you were last on here, because I really want to get into the album as well, there was the talk of, oh, it's going to get pushed back. And obviously with COVID, that was a great decision. But we're there and it's coming out, and you've got to be excited. You've got to be knackered. But
that's putting it lightly.
I know. And I know it's like there's no sleep until whenever now. It's genuinely you're on that cycle, you're on that roller coaster. But is the whole band starting to feel it now where you're like, this is happening, this is great, we get to show the world? And
it's just been a long time coming, and we've been sat on it for so long. It's just going to be so nice to get it out there and let the fans hear it and see what they think.
I mean, COVID dropped right in the middle of us recording it, you know, which was unfortunate, but then also kind of a bit of a blessing in disguise, because when we had our break in the middle of recording because of COVID, we ended up writing more songs. And they ended up being on the record, and one of those songs was Revelation, the title track. So literally, the album wouldn't have been this album without having that break in there. But it's been a long process because of the situation that we've been in, and it feels kind of weird that it's coming out this month. You know what I mean? We've kind of we've had it kind of in our back pockets for quite some time, and then trying to kind of like make it make sense with the tour and that sort of stuff. It's kind of been like we've had to react to things. But yeah, it's been a hell of a long time since we brought out new music, so I can't wait to get it out there. It's
it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, and I don't think a lot of people would have known that as well, obviously. But that's a great position to be in when you can go in and you can relook at it and kind of shape it to be something. It don't even necessarily be better. It's just different, like, do you know what I mean? Or more towards what you're going for. And I don't know if you felt it, but it's hard sometimes when you're sitting on something and you're rehearsing it or you're recording it, etc. You can start to not have doubt, but you're a bit like, oh, is there better? So that's why I said it's not necessarily better. It's just you've shaped it in a different direction.
That's it.
And you know what I mean? And you're all, I imagine, what was it like working with Dan Weller?
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
It was really good. And totally different just in the dynamic to what we used to, you know. He came here before we started recording the album and you know, kind of we went over things and he was kind of throwing in ideas in that, you know, did maybe think about those lyrics and rewrite these parts, you know, because I think you got a better one in you and that kind of thing. But that's not what we've kind of had in the past is have that kind of outside critique before we hit the studio.
Yeah.
Which was good. Sometimes annoying, but in the main part it was good. It was a great experience, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we all got pushed. You know, way out of our comfort zones. Like me personally with the singing, that was like, although I think I've sang before on our previous records, like just like little harmonies or something.
Yeah, little bits.
But like this album, like Dan was just like, right, get in the vocal booth and go and record whatever comes out your mouth. I was like, oh my god,
that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really because I picked up on it on Revelation, obviously, like I could hear it. So there's going to be more of that as well going throughout the records.
A hell of a lot more. Yeah. And I've actually got some kind of main vocal as well.
Yeah. So there's some songs that we've got where there's like almost like a call and response between me and Robyn. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Scary. So, yeah, well, the thing is, like, you know that Robyn said she just got sent into the vocal booth and was, you know, she had to sing whatever. She came back in, she looked like a nervous wreck, and I was like, no, you know, it actually feels.
Well, you're a singer.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, even now, you know, like I'll go into that vocal booth and I'm still kind of like, can I do this?
No, the red light fever is definitely a thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, when as soon as he presses record, you're like, oh no.
Oh, I've got a dry throat. Hold on.
Into the vocals out.
Yeah. So it's good. Like we explored a lot on this record, and a lot of that was thanks to Dan because he allowed us the time to explore. So it was Dan's idea to have more of your vocal, which was great. Like, because I don't think that if any of us in the band would have mentioned it, that Robyn would have listened to us really. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a, like, we're too close to Robyn to be able to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Dan coming in and saying, I really think it'll work. And Dan being who Dan is, you trusted him. And you trusted his
100%.
judgment.
Yeah.
And we tried it on a couple of tracks and it really worked. I mean, there's some tracks where there's kind of a Fleetwood Mac kind of vibe in terms of like having that female vocal in there. Which, and I'm a huge fan of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
So that was a big win for me. And then there was other things like the electronics that he was putting in there, and anything that we would suggest, he would just try.
Yeah.
He would just do them. And if they work, they work. And if they didn't, they didn't. And it was no biggie. You know?
I think the most important thing with this album is that everyone had their say. Yeah. Like you just said, like if Kieran came in and was like, oh, okay, I've thought this melody, can we try this? And like, yeah, like we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, then bonus. You know, we've got a new melody idea, but everyone literally had that time to say what they wanted or needed for certain tracks. You know, it was great.
Yeah, because I was going to say that the writing process, obviously, when you got together with Dan, first of all, you would have done a lot of demos. So does that predominantly, like, say, come from yourself, Rich? Do you like, or does everybody bring like riffs and stuff to the table? And is it like a, we call it a cauldron, we do, is, you know, if everybody chucks an idea in and then, or sometimes, you know, Shane might bring a fuller idea to the table or a song, and then someone might just have an idea to just put something to it if it works. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think that we have like a set formula for it really. And it's literally, it's differed from record to record as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, so the last record, because we had so little time to do it, because we'd come off tour with Glenn, and then we were pretty much straight into the studio. A lot of the writing got done by me for the time element. You know, so for this record, I feel as though it was way more of a collaboration. Even so far as you know, we had some demos that were really fleshed out and that were kind of quite far along in the production phase. To some that were literally bare bones acoustic demos, just strumming and recorded on a phone. And then Dan would kind of come in with those and say, these are a great foundation for a brilliant song, let's work on these together. And we demoed some with Dan here. You know, it was a very dynamic way of writing, and I'm not sure it was the most efficient way to write. But the outcome that it yielded was just completely surpassed all of our previous writing.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of where we got to, but we didn't get there quickly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which again adds a bit of a frustration, because usually you write songs and bang, 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 and they're all kind of there. But these ones, they were labored over.
Yeah.
And
100%.
And I think, as you kind of said a little bit earlier, you can keep on going back to a song and say, oh, could we just change that part, or maybe this should do that there. There was a point where we had to say, look, the song's done, you know, and you have to draw a line and you have to say it's that is the final piece. Otherwise you'll just keep on adding bits and taking bits away, and you know, so
you'll drive yourself insane.
You would drive yourself insane.
I've viewed stories of like bands writing 10 choruses for one song, and like you just gotta move on after that shit, haven't you? Really, you gotta kind of go, because if the first 4 or 5 haven't worked, then it's a case of maybe you want to change the song or change the rest.
Put it on the back burner and come back to it.
But I've heard that it's not the rest of the song; it's just the chorus. And like, you know, they've spent months just on the one song, and that turns out not to be their biggest song. Or there's like, we've all heard the rock and roll history of certain songs that are wrote in minutes, and that ends up blowing up. So I think it sounds exciting just hearing it. And yet again, I haven't heard the full record. I'm kind of glad I haven't as well. I haven't asked or anything, because it's really hard if I have heard it. Like with some people, they come on and you've heard the record and it's not out. So it's really hard to talk to you then if I've heard it. And Shane's had the same dilemma in the past, where we've heard an artist record before it's out and you're like, but you can't say what track, you can't say. So this is where it's nice, because I can only ask you what I know. But there's still that, I can see there's excitement there. There's almost, because you've shown a few cards and everyone's kind of going, oh wow, this is, you can see. Do you find it a lot different here, other records? Or is it just the band has just evolved? Because you will have that when you write a new record, people go, well, have you completely changed all that? When we get the full picture, do you feel there's still Stonebroken there, or is it kind of broken away, or is it?
I feel as though this record is definitely an evolution of Stonebroken. But at the core of it, we still are who we are. Like, we still have, like, so when we were writing this record, we all sat down in the room and we said, we want to do what we're doing now, we just want to do it better, and we want to sound bigger, and we've got, you know, an ambition to kind of explore a little bit more. But the biggest caveat in that was, we do not want to lose our integrity whilst doing that. And that was the thing that, and we made it clear to everyone. We made it clear to Dan, we made it clear to management, to the label. Yes, we want to progress, we want to create this big album, like in terms of the sound, but we don't want to lose who we are in the process. And I think that's what we've done with the record. You listen to the record, you know it's Stonebroken because you've still got big guitars, massive sounding drums, and sing-along choruses. I mean, that's kind of what Stonebroken is in a nutshell. If you used to boil us down and just have the concentrate, that's what it'd be. And what we've done now is we've done that, and then we've built on top of that this kind of audio landscape, which you might not even know is there, but it is. It's just, it makes it sound bigger and fuller. We've explored with, like I say, electronics a lot more, vocal effects and that sort of stuff. And Dan, he pushed me to do things vocally that I'd never done before.
I think this is like some of your, if not your best ever vocal work. Honestly.
I knew that was coming as well. But like, I never know how to react to it because, like,
I genuinely do.
I'm just sitting like.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
I mean, he like, we ended up because of COVID recording vocals in like 3 different studios.
Yeah.
With the last ones being done here. And we set up a makeshift vocal booth. It worked great. We had, like a proper, they call it a halo. For sound acoustics. But then that was put in so that scrim behind there. It's got like a structure. We put those together and we put duvets over them, and we made literally a little sound booth.
It was so hot.
It was ridiculously warm.
Wow. Yeah.
So immediately there is like zero vibe. I am literally singing to duvets. Do you know what I mean?
I think we did that way back in the day with my mate's punk band, and we put a mattress and duvets and stuff, and that was like a sauna. It was just, I know what you mean. Oh, wow, fair play. That's pretty cool. That is really cool.
But then Dan had the task of making me sing well in that environment. And to be fair, like I say, I think he managed to get something out of me that I didn't think that I could do.
Yeah, it's like
there was like a different level of emotion in there. So
100%, and you can definitely hear it. It's like he's just like hit a button on you or something. It's just like
he just turned up the emotion. That's what it was. Just the emotion knob that's in the studio. Just turn that.
He's look. It's no secret we've worked with him now, and that's, like I said, after hearing how excited you guys were about him, then we bumped into Chris in a couple of festivals, and he's done his record with him. And then his name came on the table with our management and stuff, and we were like, yeah, let's meet him. And like, we met him with his tropical shirt on and his fucking Hugh Grant-esque kind of mannerisms and stuff. And just fell in love with the guy. He's a really, and you can tell, like I said, I'm excited for you, and everybody should be, especially all your family, all the Stonebroken army. They should be excited, because if a band is this excited, this is everything you've put into the record. Like, this is why we do it. You know what I mean? So nobody can really judge that. Oh, it's not this, it's not that. Well, number one, to stay stimulated as an artist, you have to be doing stuff that you really enjoy, and then you have to be working with people that you really enjoy working with. Like, and you can see all those connections have happened. It might have been a few ups and downs, and like you said, and you've been really transparent, which is brilliant to hear that, especially in bands in this era now as well.
I think that's, you've got to be honest with yourself and with your fans. At the end of the day, you have a connection with fans. They make a band. We just play songs and write songs. It's the fans that make the band. And if you can't be honest about what you've done, then you can't truly get behind anything, can you?
No.
For me, it's, some things have been tough, some things have been absolutely brilliant. And I'm usually not one for completely like wearing my heart on my sleeve, but also this period that we've just been through has had an effect on that, and I've started to be more like that. Whether it be good or bad, I don't know yet. I'll find out, I guess. But I've started to speak my mind a little bit more, and generally, it's positive.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think you're just being honest as a human.
Yeah,
it's human. I was going to say that.
Human.
Yeah,
you know, we're all just humans, like living in this weird world. You know what I mean? Doing stuff, but like COVID for me, like it's probably been one of the darkest times because everything was just stripped. Like everything was took away from us, and I didn't know how to cope. I was just like, what are we doing? Like obviously we was recording an album 3, but
what are we doing? What are we doing here?
But like besides that, after that I was just like, oh my god, like I can't see an end to this. Like when's lockdown gonna go and everything else, and like when are we gonna get some normality back? Like it was rough.
The hardest thing for me to deal with is like once the album was done and it was all done, it was literally we were just waiting, and it was kind of like you felt like you weren't in control anymore. And the band is our baby.
Yeah,
a baby that has 4 parents. You know.
Yeah.
And we would do whatever we could for it. And all of that was taken away overnight. Pretty much, we were just told you can't go out and do the thing that you've been doing for the last 7 years. You can't do that anymore. And we're like, and that really hit hard.
Yeah.
And I almost kind of withdrew myself from everything at that point. I didn't really post on social media. We couldn't go out anyway, but you know, I felt almost a little bit reclusive. Until one day I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to speak about it. I'm going to talk about things. I'm going to let people know exactly what I'm going through. And just be transparent about it. And you know, and I started sharing that on Facebook, and the amount of support that came off the back of that was, you know, immense. And I think a lot of people have been there. A lot of people have been through it, you know, in their personal lives, you know, whether it be their job or their family or anything like that. And I think the one thing that we are in a band, and some people are like, oh, you rock stars, you untouchable, but no, we are just human beings, and we go through the exact same thing that everyone else does. And you know, and like I say, I don't talk about this stuff a lot. You kind of put a bit of a brave face on.
Yeah.
But through COVID, I just thought, you know what, forget it. Like, I'll just start talking about it and start opening up to people. And
I think personally, more people should, because that would help everyone else out. Then,
yeah,
you know, because you talk to someone in passing, and they wouldn't necessarily get deep in a conversation of how they're actually feeling. You know, it's always, hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. You know, how's this, how's that, and then off you trot. Like, so
I mean, our conversations have been, it's been mad, innit? You know, that's kind of that's all we've been saying. Oh, it's been crazy, innit? This time that we've just been through. But really, inside you're like, when is it coming back to normal?
Yeah.
When are we going to start doing things again? Because seriously, it's kind of taking the piss now. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what you was inside. That's what was kind of like bubbling up.
I mean, I told you, like, I read your post, and I thought that was awesome, because we have got to know each other through the scene and playing together and stuff. But I can tell you kind of keep, you know, you keep it in, you won't let all your cards out and stuff, and you can see your socials, everything. So when I seen that, I was like, wow, that it does explain a lot. Like, and it's nice to hear that, because like I said, I think where we're from, like, our band is so different, probably the same as yours, but some of our band are like that. And then, you know, you got me on the other end. I am Bob Hoskins. I will fucking talk. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's like, sometimes I suppose it is great to talk and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we found by doing this, and like Shane being open, and then sometimes, don't get me wrong, and we've been very transparent, too transparent sometimes. We come on and we'd be drunk and we just start saying how shit things were. So we were in a similar boat, but we kind of didn't realize how risky that is. It is a really risky thing, Rich. But then you start to see the comments coming back, and then you start getting the private messages back of people going, oh my God, you're in oh my God, you know, because like you said, we do have a responsibility.
Of course.
But when they see that and they see you deliver what you did, or whether somebody online has been, especially now if you've got a profile or if you're doing really well and people can relate to that, it really does fucking help, man. And it's broke my heart over the last year and a half. And like when you hear people saying, oh, this has really done me well, or, you know, thank you, because it's filled a void for them in a certain time of their life. And that's what you received. And I do think you're right, Robyn. More people were honest. I don't think there's any shame, rather than like, you know, it is the man thing as well. And, and women into it as well. You know, everything is fine and totally in control, you know, super mum or whatever. Everyone has a fucking really bad day or a bad month. And sometimes it's like, you know, we had no certainty in our industry of what was happening next.
No, exactly.
I think that's been the hardest thing to deal with is, like I say, like we've been in control of what we do. We've been going out and touring and doing what we love and really building and building and building and building.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of work, you know, it doesn't just happen like that, you know, so to just not do it, it's kind of like kicking the balls, you know, where you just kind of like, hold on. I just spent 7 years touring around the world, playing shows. Yes, I had a absolutely amazing time, but you're telling me I can't do it now?
Yeah.
What the hell is that all about? And that's what was going through my mind for quite a while, for probably, you know, a couple of months, until I just got to a point I was like, I'm gonna have to snap myself out of it. I'm gonna have to, you know. And it wasn't until that point that I didn't even know that anything was wrong. Really, I didn't know that it was kind of negative thoughts all the time, and there was no positive, until I finally kind of went, hold on, let's look at the upshot here. We've got a lot of stuff coming. And then I was kind of like, okay, started to get a bit more positive. And like I said in the post, Robyn has been there the whole time, and we've had some great moments, and we've had, like, recently with everything that's been going on, we've had some real kind of low and dark moments, and she's been there the whole time. And like I say, it was an appreciation post, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, we've been together as a couple. Is it 15 years this year?
Yes.
Which is
15 years.
Yeah.
Like, there's a joke for there, but she's sitting next to you.
Remember?
Yeah, I know I was going to say. And I know we're going to be catching up soon, so I ain't saying nothing. Yeah. And I love my wife too. I love my wife. How would you find that? It's like, I don't know if you've been asked this before, and genuinely you can kind of, like, you know, avoid the question and let's go back to your record. But is it an easy and a hard thing being in a band together, or is it super? Because I look at it from an outsider, so I won't answer it for you, but I'll just answer in my view of, that's really wicked because you're always together, so you can always be like super productive. But at the same time, there has to be, hang on a minute, let's like shut the door on Stonebroken for a minute and let's be a couple, like, do you know what I mean? So do you get that tiny minute?
I mean, I think, like, you kind of hit the nail on the head, really, because we literally do spend every day together, because we're working together with, you know, for the band and everything like that. And the regularity of us being able to close the door on Stonebroken right now is non-existent.
Yeah.
You know, so kind of for the past, I'll probably say 6 months, it's just been pretty much purely Stonebroken focused.
Yeah.
Which is hard because it feels like you don't almost have a relationship.
Yeah.
We do obviously have a relationship, but you could be sitting down and chilling, watching Netflix, and then an email will come through, and then you just start talking about Stonebroken again. You know, and it is difficult to shut off, because this is how we live our lives. But, you know, I mean, a lot of people ask what is it like, and it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it really is. It's great. Because, like you say, we're going through the same thing.
Yeah,
together. There's kind of no I don't know. There's nothing to hide behind, is there?
No.
You know, because we work together, we live together, everything is together.
Yeah.
You know, so the one thing that we don't have the balance of at the moment is Stonebroken and us being a couple. It's very much just Stonebroken at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is fine, obviously.
It's gonna be, like I said to you both earlier, like, and honestly, anyone watching now or they catch up on this, when you do an album campaign, it is so much fun. It's all the hard work paying off. You'll have a trillion interviews to do. You'll have to, I mean, there we go. Here's a question for you. How would you find from like when you first started with the first records to the way that you have to do a campaign in like 2022?
It's completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, our first record that we brought out, it was an independent release.
Yeah.
You know, so and we promoted that by gigging and pretty much gigging alone. And when we release singles, we would generally just release a video and that would kind of be it. And it wasn't until, you know, we started submitting songs to like radio stations and stuff like that, that it really started to snowball. But this record, it's like the whole campaign is content hungry, if that makes sense. You have to produce probably, I don't know, probably 70 hours worth of content for an hour-long album.
That's generous. That's generous. Yeah, I know.
You know, when you add all the like I said, the interviews, whether it be for content for YouTube or whether it be for publications and that sort of stuff, there's all of the social interactions, all of the social media.
TikTok is now a thing.
TikTok is now a thing, you know, and I mean, Robyn loves that part of it.
He's just literally being daft. That's all it is, literally.
I mean, we have sat down before now. She's like, right, guys, band meeting, TikTok, and Kieran hates TikTok, and he does. He absolutely hates TikTok. I mean, like,
good boy, Key.
So, and we've sat down and we've literally had to write lists of what videos can we do.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, like I say, during COVID, I thought to myself, people need to really get to know who we actually are now. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, they know us for being in a band called Stonebroken.
Yeah.
But I actually want people to be able to know us, not just.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you're the singer of Stonebroken. Love your songs. You know, I would like people to know my personality.
Yeah.
So you can have a banter or you can do whatever, you know.
I mean, that could get a bit wild for me, if I'm honest.
Oh, well, you know, Robyn's kind of the banter queen, if I'm honest. She'll be the first one on tour that'll offend someone.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know, but like, and to be fair, like, TikTok is a way to do that, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a way to just mess around and just have some fun. Really.
Yeah, I can see where Kieran's coming from, because just to jump on the back of that, it's like you learn one thing, that's where I am, and like all of a sudden it's like, well, you're not very active on TikTok, are you? I'm like, fuck, I've just got Twitch on the go. I'm just months learning Twitch. Oh fuck, it's not about Twitch now, it's about TikTok. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Just wait for the new thing as well. Like, there's probably going to be a new thing coming soon.
Oh yeah, there probably will be.
It will be, and that's the way. But it's like you said, you can have the opinion and go, ignore that. But I know several people. We had Cobb on last week, Punk Rock Factory, nearly 1 million. Even if you haven't heard of them, or you probably have because of TikTok or whatever, you know. But the amount of people I say that name to, they have no idea where they're from. They're up the road 20 miles from us. They just know, I know them. They do the Disney covers, and it's fucking mad. Or they've blown up. It's just something you can't ignore, and I think that's why I said to you, it's a completely different ball game now. It's a proper campaign, and I use that word campaign as in you're getting everybody. You're trying to get it to as many people as possible, because the socials do restrict that. So if anybody's kind of like, oh my god, not another Stonebroken video, No, it's just the chances are they haven't fucking seen maybe 2 or 3 of them because sometimes Facebook don't let you, or
it's the algorithms, man.
Exactly.
It is. I mean, there was a massive change in the way that Facebook. Well, I'm not going to go into it now because it's not the right forum to talk about algorithms on Facebook. But I mean, they had a massive change, sort of 2 years, 3 years ago, which really made it difficult for artists and business pages to get to people without paying to do so. So now it's more you've got to be consistent with content and posts and this, that, and the other, just to try and engage people, you know. So that's kind of where we are, and TikTok is a completely different ball game. Like we put out a TikTok before, and it was the easiest one that we've done, and it had almost 10,000 views, you know, overnight.
See, this is
and it was crazy. And then there was one that we spent like ages doing, and then it got like 200 views. Like, oh, cool. Amazing.
That's what Cobb was on about. He said it's the one that you think this everyone watches one. This is going to go viral, and you'll just look at your phone. And you're like, "Yep,
it's coming."
It's better.
And then 3 days later, you're like, "How did that post do?" I don't fucking matter about that post. Okay, it's just mad, isn't it? You don't know what people are into until they're into it, and then you can't kind of. I don't know, you can't kind of emulate that because they've moved on. And that's what I'm learning. It's just so, you know, what I'll say to my youngest now will be, oh, do you still watch? No, because he's moved on to the next billion views. It is mad. And it is mad what we do, but it's because we love it, isn't it? So that's the whole point. And it's a brand new album.
Hell yeah.
It's out on the 22nd of April. Let's have a look at some of the lovely bundles as well, which is perfect. 2 seconds. I'm normally quicker than this, guys, but I'm kind of like trying to juggle plates tonight, which is great. That is incredible. And before you go through them all, because they're epic, I love the tape as well. That's amazing.
Yes.
Well,
that's something new again, isn't it? We've never done that before.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought that we would ever bring out a cassette. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's incredible.
I remember the last cassette I owned was when I was back at secondary school. And so I never imagined having a Stonebroken cassette. But I mean, and this is also the first time that we're bringing out coloured vinyl.
Yeah, they look. Oh my god, they look stunning.
That looks very cool. Very cool.
You know, so like 3 vinyls, 1 CD, cassette, and then obviously the Revelation official T-shirt to go along with it. We're actually running a competition for the vinyl pre-orders right now.
Ronnie!
So Robyn is super excited about this. She's been excited about this for months, and she had to keep it under wraps. But look at this.
Oh wow! Look at that! How
sick is that?
Did Natal do that for you?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I am like so lucky. It's just mental.
But Tama gonna sort their asses out. That is sick. That is absolutely beautiful. But you're giving that away.
It's being given away.
So, for anyone that pre-orders a vinyl, no matter what vinyl, if they find this Polaroid, then it's yours. The snare's yours.
So this exact Polaroid is going to be put into a vinyl, and if you find that, you win the snare.
That is so cool.
And I'll put coordinates on the back to see like where you got to go to get the snare.
No, it's not. Don't confuse. Don't confuse him, Rob.
But talking to those snares as well, Dan Weller brought a few of them to the studio, and they sounded killer. So I don't know if you hooked him up or whoever, but he was like, "Oh, try this," and I was like, "Oh, I can't the deal and stuff." He was like, "Just try them," like, you know. And I put them up and said, "Oh, fuck, they were absolutely stunning in all fairness, purring, like, you know." So But that's sick. They've done that rap for you as well. That's amazing.
They didn't give me the rap, so they give me the snare for the fans, and then our guy at the label sorted the rap
out.
That's killer. That's really cool. That is. That's killer. I thought of doing a drum kit like Assy that'd be wicked with the theme and stuff. Where did the idea come from? The whole theme, the whole where did it come from? Is it relevant to like what Rich was talking about lyrics wise with the record? Is it what's it all about?
So what we wanted to do, we have always had kind of like landscapes or some kind
of scenery.
Yeah, some kind of natural scenery in our albums. And what we said this time is we want something that's going to be, it's minimal, but it's kind of symbolic. We want people to, when they see a red triangle, they want to think Stonebroken. That's kind of where we went. And we chose a triangle because it's the third record and it's got 3 sides.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm a massive fan of like Iron Maiden's artwork, etc. So I always like, and I miss that with records where you used to be able to pick up a record, look at artwork. So it doesn't matter, as you said, if it's more simple with a shape, etc. It's got to have come from somewhere. I would have been really disappointed if you were like, I don't know, man. We just we were just looking through books one day and we liked a triangle and it was, you know what I mean? So it's cool 3 sides. Like there are bands who do that, and you know that. It was like,
but like so it didn't kind of really stop there, did it? Because it's gone through the whole campaign. So you'll see in the new Stonebroken logo, there's a circle.
Yes.
And in the Revelation video, there's like a cube. So we've kind of gone down the primary kind of shapes concept, really. So triangles, squares, and circles, and that's, we wanted it to be more symbolic. It to look,
it's quite striking,
bold, and you can't mistake it. It is what it is.
It's really cool. It's really cool. And the video, which we're going to play out with shortly, it just all seems to fit, which is wicked. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's where you can tell, like I said, the whole concept, the whole band, the whole leveling up. You can see how excited you are. You can see how it works. You can see how everything is kind of like. You can see you on the socials enjoying it, which is great. Because like you said, it is a lot of hard work behind the scenes. Just as you've done one promo video, you've got to do another one, or there's exclusive content for that person, or exclusive, what I mean?
And it is a lot of work, but we do get tired in terms of we get exhausted. But it's worth it because you have something that is in your hand at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? We have a CD, we have vinyls, we have a cassette this time round, which is
really
incredible.
Cool. Honestly, it's really cool to see a cassette. It's I got my old stereo from when I was like into my Nirvana and stuff, and I'll take a photo, I'll send it to you. It's the old double, because when I used to do like bootleg tapes and stuff, so you could record on the one. It's fucking really cool, like proper retro. I don't know where it came from, whether it came from my uncle or something, but so I have a cassette tape player, like, do you know what I mean? Nice. So that is the cool thing to see them coming back, like, do you know what I mean? Man. So I put a few old ones in the other day, and so I had to try and fucking remember how to fast forward and turn the tape round. I was just like, oh man, iTunes have got it so sussed, haven't they?
Did you have to get the pencil out to
not that bad yet? No. But I genuinely was just flicking through it, like, what's on this cassette? I was listening to like some of my dad's old stuff, and I was like, what's on this cassette? And there'd be a load of shit, and I'd be like, the thing is, I don't want to chuck the tape out in case there's something good. So it was brutal, just kind of flicking through it, like, So you do realize how technology has helped us by even just pulling a button, like scrolling it across, just skip in, like, so really makes a difference. So you guys said you're hitting the road now again. It's the tour of the tour that's been announced. But to be honest, it's perfect timing. I think it's incredible. Things do happen for a reason. Exactly. This kicks off the 20th of April. You've got to be excited about that as well, because you're going to be in Manchester when the record drops.
Yes, we are.
Which is really cool to be out on the road while it's happening, like,
and we're thinking shots all round at the Manchester show. Excellent. We generally do that. It goes really well, but for you guys it's great because you haven't got the pedal thing. But for Dave, when we did it,
He's got what the drop pedals. You know the vibes. Well, we went to kick into the next song, and we were having that moment where it's like, yeah, and this song's go get it. And we started playing. It was fucking awful. It was like, oh no, and he hadn't hit his drop pedals. It was in the wrong tuning, so we had to do the whole started again. But, drinking and playing. I love it.
But I mean, we're not known for drinking as a band, are we? No. We're known for drinking tea. That's what we're known for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got to celebrate, haven't we?
On the day of release in Manchester.
You have to. You have to. I mean, let's have a look at those dates again. Is tickets still available for some of them as well? So get them now. New show has been added as well on the 24th. That's a brilliant venue, guys. Have you played Bradford Night Train yet?
No. We've not been there yet.
They have an incredible room. We do the pre-selfies.
Oh yeah.
Where Shane found us this like storage cupboard, which was their overhang of booze. So we were like, wicked. But 3 seconds there, just about to take the camera, and they all fucking turned up. They were like, what are you doing in our room? They must have had cameras. I thought, oh no, the Welsh are in there. But it's an incredible venue. They really, really looked after us.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was another COVID vibe of the night before Steelhouse. We went up to Bradford.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
First kind of indoor glitchy, oh fuck, what's this going to be like? Turned out so welcoming, and such a good venue to play. Great people.
Awesome.
Also at Birmingham, we've got an in-store at HMV.
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah, we do an in-store. Yeah,
which is it's at the Vault in Birmingham, where so he's got the picture and everything. Look at him.
Oh, nice.
True professional. But I mean, the cool thing about because we've done in stores before, but this one, I don't know if you've ever been there, Ronnie. It's got an actual full-on stage in there.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's got like full-on stage, PA, and everything. So it's going to be like an actual pre-show show.
Yeah.
It's going to be wicked.
Oh wow. That's awesome, because normally those sign-ins are kind of like, because you don't
pull up
mind,
a couple of chairs,
and Robin's on the box and stuff like that. But you're normally in a corner, and you that's amazing. So what date is that on? Sorry, that's Friday the 29th of April.
That's correct. Yeah.
So that's 5 p.m. and yet again, that's coincide with your home show. I bet that's gonna be a special one. That is.
I cannot wait.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
I just can't wait to pack a suitcase again.
I know. I've said for the whole of these 2 years, I miss Travelodges, man. Like, I never thought I'd ever say that I miss a Travelodge, but I miss the vibe of being out on the road.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be so nice.
It's the tour family. It's just something, like I said to anybody, if once it's taken away, you're a bit like, fuck, this is just so wrong. So we've been fortunate, as I said to you guys earlier, we've got like new crew and stuff, and they've just become just so important of what we do, like, do you know what I mean? And we know some of yours as well, especially like Mick as well, and it was great to see him playing and back playing. He's been telling us about that band now for I don't know how long. when we toured with you, he was like, you want to see my new guitarist? And I was like, go on then. So he showed me a photo. I was like, no fucking way. Like, I was like massive punk rock fan. And that just never happened. And then all of a sudden I looked on the net and there he was. Like, I was well, go on, Mick.
No, it's amazing.
Because it's part of the family. Like you said, it's your crew. They're just as important. So it'd be nice for you. Service station after service station, mile after mile is fucking glorious. It's fucking great. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Genuinely, Shane sends his love, all the boys send their love as well. I urge everybody to go pre-order the brand new Stonebroken record. It's killer, everything I've heard so far, and I can't wait. This Friday as well. Is there something else happening this Friday?
There is. We have a new video coming out to accompany a new single.
Yeah.
Which is a song called "The Devil You Know."
Yeah, it's banging.
It's like I don't want to seem like that guy, but it's a banger. Like, it actually is. I love the song.
Yeah, it's a band favorite, isn't it?
Yeah. Just also to mention, because you just told everyone to go pre-order. All the pre-orders are going to be signed by us.
Yeah.
Every single pre-order is going to be signed by us. We are literally traveling next week to go sign all of the pre-orders. So we've had a few people ask us, any chance we can get our CD signed? Every single pre-order is going to be signed by us. So I need to see if I can play guitar after it, because there's going to be a lot of signing to do.
The names of the records, the name titles, they haven't been announced yet. Are they announced? Do people know the names of the songs, or?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that out?
The track listing.
Is out?
Track listing.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
See, I always be careful what I ask. But I'm not going to be that guy. Like, have you got a favorite at the moment, or is it once you've done the tour, you can kind of more talk about a favorite, or is there a leading one for you both?
I mean, I think the band has a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a close second.
Yeah. But I mean, the song that's coming out this Friday, it just seems like this is set up now.
Can't wait.
But like literally, the song that's coming out this Friday, The Devil You Know, is generally it's everyone's favorite song. So yeah. What's your close second?
Make It Out Alive.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a banger as well.
That's an epic.
Yeah, it's over 5 minutes long.
That's an exclusive, and there's a suspense. Guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me. Sorry it was myself on my own. Sorry if I've left anything out, but it's been an absolute pleasure hanging with you.
It's been great.
Likewise, dude. Yeah, thank you for having us.
I urge everyone to buy the record, and good luck with it as well. I'll share it on the socials.
Thank you.
Catch you a show soon, all right?
Awesome.
See you later.
Wicked. Gonna play.
What's happening?
How you doing, boys? All right?
Yeah, not bad.
All good.
That was a bit of a ballsy move from Kieran, and the old bass fit round his head.
I know, fair
On the
play,
video,
lad.
fuck, I saw it. It's difficult with a guitar, let alone a bass guitar. Fuck me.
Dave, what's wrong with his mic there, Shiner boy? 2 seconds, we'll sort this out, dude.
Distorted anyway, Dave.
Kind of distorted, did it?
Yeah.
You can hear you, but it just give you, like, when you play it back afterwards, it'll make you chuckle. It kind of a
clear
little
now?
bit of no, a little bit distorted. There we are. We'll get it now. Dear, we haven't had a glitch for a while.
It's about time, eh?
And we need you in good form, but because you're going to be doing the second part of the show now for me. Fucking throat is killing. I really enjoyed that, and it was cool, like listening to obviously how they've been working with Dan. Excited for the new record. First 2 songs sound banging. The third one's out, dropping on Friday. Albums available now to pre-order, and obviously it's out on the 22nd. But it's going to be a manic time for him, as we know. Like, this is where it gets crazy, like,
Well, good luck to them. I mean, it's been a long time coming, isn't it? The process for them, and the fact they got fucking stuck in the lockdown thing, like a lot of people.
Yeah, they've had their ups and downs, definitely.
But they've stuck to the plan,
Yeah.
Stuck to the plan, stay true to the plan, and I think it will pay off in the end. Sure.
Dave, someone's saying you're sounding like a robot, but they try leaving and coming back in a second. We'll get it sorted now, buddy. There we are. See if that'll work now. It's just kind of clicking. It's bloody typical now. Just checking his microphone then, just to make sure it's the right way round. Dave's sounding something out of Star Wars.
Yeah, I also think that Facebook is down as well. Looking at the comments over here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think Facebook have booted them all out.
I might have. Yeah. Hang on. Let me see. Well, it still says that they're live. That's the video, is it?
I think so.
Oh, well, thank you to those who have stayed on the old YouTube. It's obviously a bit more safer. We always worry about YouTube kicking us off when you play music, but it's frigging Facebook, innit?
Yeah. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. Sort it out, but
yeah, just seeing now if I can get Facebook back up and running now. 2 seconds. Bloody hell. Oh, there's Dave. Now he's back. Here we are. How are you sounding now, Dave?
Any better?
Much better. That's brilliant, bro. There he is.
It's mad how it does that. Sometimes when you log in, it's so fucking dodgy. You log out, log back in.
I tell you what, Mike, when I booted up my computer, I had all the Windows updates and all that. Everything was all like trying to jump in at once, and I think it may have fucked me over a bit. But there we are.
Yeah, the magic word here, Dave, was Windows.
Yeah,
what's that?
Yeah,
well,
magic word was Windows, as he said. Yes, it's while you were off by there, mate. Old Facebook has kicked everybody out. Said, "Fuck off."
Is
That's
it really?
enough. Yeah.
Thank you, Facebook. Windows for that.
Yeah, because nothing's coming up on my side. So I apologize to anybody. Well, I don't know if you can put a message and say we are still here, but we're on YouTube. But yeah, there's still some people here. They're on Twitch,
on Facebook,
live on Facebook, live on Twitch. So yeah, that's Facebook problem, I think. Twitch is still good. Yeah, it is.
It's going to happen. It's live TV.
Yeah, man. We always seem to have trouble with Facebook, don't we? Every now and again. Have you noticed that? A little bit of trouble with the old Facebook, like.
Yeah. Sort it out.
Mark.
I was going to say Mark Wahlberg, but it's Mark Zuckerberg, isn't it?
Mark Zuckerberg. So how have you been? Oh, there we go. Nice one, Marcus the Rocker. Switch from Facebook to YouTube for the rest. Excellent.
There we are. Losing customers, you're on Facebook.
Still here on YouTube.
Customers.
Yeah, right. So yeah, how are you doing, Dave? How are you doing, bud? How's your week been?
It's been really good. I mean, 2 seconds before I came on, I had a really, really upsetting thing happen to me. Ralph and Indy were playing, and I had a nice full large glass of red wine.
Yeah.
Bam. Gone over. Poor Lisa's downstairs cleaning it up. I was like, sorry, I gotta go. I'm on now.
Was the music your cue tonight? I was wondering, see what your cue would be.
No, I was like, oh, fucking hell. Honestly, it was a large glass, like a large glass of red wine. Fucking playing, scrapping around the house, having fun, and whack, fucking gone.
So
not so much the stain on the floor, it's the fact that I haven't got a glass of wine anymore.
Oh, that's the tragedy. Yeah, that's tragedy.
But apart from that, fucking brilliant. But
was it Ralph or Indy? Which one did he?
I think Ralph, because he's small enough to go under that little side, little side tables you can have next to the sofa.
Yes,
a drink on, like a little coaster and a drink. He's small enough to get under there, so he goes under there and then he fucking jumps out. And
The question was he there straight away on the carpet trying to mop it up?
No, yeah, he was sort of sneezing because I think it went up his nose. He was going. So I think he got red wine all up his nose.
They'll be having an heart-to-heart tonight. All his dogs will be pissed, won't they?
Yeah, I know. Fucking tamping. There we are. Man. That's the beauty of having 2 fucking bull breed dogs, isn't it?
Beautiful dogs they are, mate. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
How's your week been, Shiner Boy?
I've been ripping my amps apart again.
Oh, wow.
So I'm now back down to 1 amp, 2 cabs.
1 amp?
2 cabs. Still got the 2 cabs.
Oh, so 1 head?
1 head, yeah.
But 2 cabs.
Working with a PV or the Mezza?
Yeah. Yes, so the PV. So I basically set it up now for clean, what I call overdrive, but to most people it's still a hell of a lot of distortion. I then kill. So
are you finding the clean on the old PV? Like
crap.
Yeah.
But what I've done, I put a ton of delay onto it.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. It kind of smooths it all out. But just as a clean tone, it's not good.
I always loved the I love the PV amps, but I always found the clean a little bit like
bitey, innit?
Non-existent, really. But yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I took a few pedals off the pedal board as well.
Go back to the basics, you?
Well, no, I made it even more confusing because I had to put the PV switch back in.
Oh, right. Yeah. Send some
then,
shit my way, Shane. I'll have it if it's free.
Yeah, Dave will have it free shit. Hashtag free shit.
You know what? I can't remember what day I was down the HQ, right? And I was like, I just happened to look at Dave's pedal board. And I went, well, the pedals look very familiar.
Hey, I tell you what, half of them are borrowed, stolen.
I was like, oh, there's my pedals. They've got them.
Yeah. Yeah. Wink, nudge, nudge, innit?
Yeah. But you're right, Dave. I bought the new wire, so you can keep that one.
As long as you know where it is. My wire just needs fixing, that's all. It was Nash threw it on. We were playing a show and my wire went down. Not a euphemism. And Nash was like, "Oh, I got this one." Bam, wham that on. Yeah. It's just stayed in there for now. So
yeah. Oh, Nash found it in my box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we are, Emma. Crow, you are, Dave, not a magpie.
Hey,
if it's free,
you'd be surprised.
If it's not free, I'll make sure it's free, and then I'll have it.
Yes, it's so long you forget the shells.
Yeah, one of them, innit? Yeah, you're like, I recognise that, but
it's a little tag on it saying Dave's pedal. I think.
Dave's do not touch.
I only knew it was mine, Dave, because I seen the tape on it. I was like,
yeah, the purple or the blue, the pink tape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you can have it back if you want. If you want to be selfish, like, have it back.
Yeah, you can have that for your birthday, Dave.
Oh, cheers, bet.
Yeah,
another year away, like, but
yeah, I bought the new Vox one, so you're right.
Okay.
Talking about birthdays, should we do some birthday shout outs?
Aye. Yeah.
First one. Faith Whitby. Could you please wish Amelia Warburton? Sorry, I'll do that again. Faith Whitby, could you please wish Amelia Warburton a happy 16th birthday for last Thursday, the 31st of March? She's an awesome teen, kind, funny, smart, and we love her to bits. Happy birthday, Amelia.
Happy birthday. The big 16.
See, I'm confused now because I don't know what to do. It's the whole reading it out and trying to do the happy birthday.
Yeah, multitasking.
Davy Baxter, please could you wish my wife Fiona a very happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
Big happy birthday to Diane Wilkins. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to Last Resort drummer and good friend of the Crows, Mick Gaffney.
Happy birthday, Mick. What you love, Mick. Happy birthday, son.
Today is one of my drum tech's birthdays, Scott Waters. Happy birthday, fella.
Hey.
Obviously, he's watching. He watches every week. He's a massive fan.
Scott boy.
Big happy birthday tomorrow to Alison Hill. I hope he spoils you. Happy birthday, Al.
Happy birthday. Hope John's spoiling you.
From Sue Lucas. Could I please have a birthday shout out for my other half, Phil Metcalf, for his birthday this coming Sunday? Tar. Happy birthday, Phil.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Philippe.
There we go. And that is the birthday and shout outs.
What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line?
Okay. I hope I don't balls this bit up because Shane's bit now, isn't it? Like,
it's weird. It's weird hearing his voice and then he's not there.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so this should be easier because we're only on YouTube tonight and Twitch. So there's it's taken out all the Facebook competition for you. So the winning prize will be something from the Crow store. So if you message us on our Facebook and let us know the winner, you can choose something that you would like. But the question, or what's the next line? See, I've already delivered it completely different to how fucking Shane does it. What's the next line? Everybody sing now. Everybody sing now. Go.
Stu Enton should know this one.
So, yeah. What comes after that? And that's not totally what he doesn't fucking say, is it? 1980s game show. And what comes after that?
What comes after that?
Everybody sing now. Go. There we go. And while Shiner is looking for a winner, We'll do a bit of Crow Radio. Let's see what's on the Spotify playlist this week when I find the actual.
The best music all day long. Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Right then. So can everyone see my screen?
There it is.
Everyone can see it, yeah? So as everyone probably knows, it was the Grammys this week. I was quite gutted because no one slapped anyone. It just goes to show how much more civilized the music community is rather than the acting community. Let's just put that out there, right? There should be the other way around, shouldn't it? They all behaved themselves.
They did, mate. They did.
So what I've done is put together a playlist of people who've won Grammys, right? So yeah, I mean, a lot of it is pop. I'm going to admit, pop and rap and rock. You know, it's a mixture, but they've all won Grammys, so it should be the cream of these particular genres, right? I just realized I put two of the same. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. So, you know, the Foo Fighters won a bunch of Grammys.
Yes.
Best song, best album, best performance. So I chucked The Pretender in because it's such a good song.
Take your word for that.
Yeah, Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic, I think, was the main artist there.
Classic.
Leave the Door Open. Yeah. We Are by John Baptiste. Good For You and Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo. But I think Driver's License was the song that won the thing. I don't know how two of them ended up in there, but it's a bonus track.
I'm confused now. So did John Baptiste pass his test? Because you said, John Baptiste, good for you, got a driving license. Is that right? Or...
Congratulations, John.
Sorry, I'm arsing around. Sorry.
I think I got a feeling he might have a driver, being a man who's won a Grammy.
Yeah.
You know, he should have a driver if he hasn't sorted out, John.
That's off the hit album, Sour.
Know
my shit.
The next one is Kiss Me More, feat SZA. Scissor, I don't know how you pronounce that, Scissor. Doja Cat, who apparently is just retired from music for some reason. I think there's a bit of a spat on social media surrounding Doja Cat. I have no idea. You have to look that up.
Yeah. I'm going to sleep tonight now.
Yeah. It's De Lovely, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga from that album. I think an album of theirs won a Grammy. Rufus Du Sol, Alive. What?
It sounds like you're making them up, like.
It does, doesn't it? Hey, I tell you what, if you listen to this playlist and it's not good, then what the friggin' hell are the Grammys?
Rufus Du Sol sounds like a place in fucking Spain.
Yeah, Rufus. Oh, I love the holiday now, Rufus del Sol.
Oh, I had a bargain the other week. On the fucking 2E. Went to Rufus Du Sol. Fucking
hell. Right, so Tyler, the Creator, was the next one with DJ Drama, Sir Baudelaire, I think it is. Jail, Kanye West, which I think has got Jay-Z involved as well. Hablando Ex Halba, Alex Cuba, Crime and Funk. That was the it's like we're going into the world music now.
Oh, I know this one. This is Bad Bunny, mate. I'm all over that one.
Yeah, there we are. El Mundo Es Mio, Bad Bunny. Yeah, I got a couple of Bad Bunnies in my house downstairs, shitting and pissing everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's what he does as well.
Baptiste. I don't know what I was doing when I was putting together this playlist. I must have been fucking
massive Baptiste fan.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Congrats on your license up,
John. Like, because that's his driving license. He's got to pay for his car, and so
okay, give him 2 Spotify hits. Got it.
Pick Up Your Feelings, Jasmine Sullivan.
They
won a Grammy. You Should Probably Leave, which is what I should be saying to myself now. Chris Stapleton.
Probably the most normal
Brothers
fucking
Osborne
name. Brothers Osborne.
Young and Me. They won the country category. So there we are, all Grammy winners. Have a listen. If you don't like it, then write a strongly worded email to the Grammy people and tell them differently.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. There's a lot on there. I'll definitely
not listen
to check.
It's interesting because it's not a strictly rock playlist, but I mean,
absolutely.
You know,
music is for everyone.
Yeah,
that's the best way.
If you don't like it, don't listen to it. I mean, but
what happened when the industry were like, you got to choose a name
to some standard, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, they all be. Remember that years ago? It'd be like, you need a good name. You need a good name that everybody will remember. I can't remember half that fucking list you've just read out.
I couldn't even pronounce half of them, and I sound like, I sound like a racist 50-year-old taxi driver.
Yeah,
but I can't pronounce.
The only one I remember is Razu de Sol, because I fancy an holiday now. That's the only fucking one I fancy. Jesus, I get the old fucking brochures out now. Jesus.
It's the island over from Magaluf, I think.
There we go. There you go. Tune in next week with what was her name? Oh fuck, I couldn't get it out quick enough then. I was trying to think of fuck. She did the holiday thing, didn't she? With
wish you were here.
Yeah. Tune in with Devo.
It escaped me.
Judith Chalmers.
Judith Chalmers, that's the fucking Judith.
Do you want your holiday in the Ragzu de Sol? Have we got a winner? Let's fucking move on. Go on. It's a late night.
We have, but Dave, you're gonna have to read it because I can't pronounce the last name. So
go on then, David. It's in the private chat, and the winner of
Reagan Sturgis.
That is correct. So the line was "Everybody Sing Now," and the answer which he had was, "Who said rock and roll's dead?" Nice easy one tonight. Nice easy one. So yeah, just if you hit us up on our Facebook, send us a message and we'll sort you out. Shane will sort you out, see what you want from the store, and we'll get that sorted. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Nice.
Yes, you can tell this isn't my segment because I'm a bit lost, but definitely hit us up and we'll sort you out. Bloody
like a drug dealer.
We'll sort you
hit
out.
Me up and I'll sort you out.
Oh, let's just put it back to you and then
Here we are. Everyone will be happy. Back to animals this week. A leech has 10 stomachs, 32 brains, 9 pairs of testicles. Well, that's an odd number. How does that work? And several hundred teeth.
Wow.
Now, 32 brains. You'd think one would be enough, wouldn't you? I haven't even got one, so pass one over. 9 pairs of testicles. That's not even an even number. So,
well, to be honest,
Hitler must have been cloned in there somewhere with his one testicle. And also, what about the female ones? Have they got 9 testicles, or have they got 4.5 vaginas?
Well, that's what got me thinking. I haven't thought about the 32 brains that they could probably take over the fucking world, or the hundreds of teeth that they could make damage. I'm thinking of the 9 pairs of testicles.
Do you know what they're missing though?
What?
Legs.
Exactly. You'd swap some of them teeth for some legs, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if they had legs, they'd be fucking unstoppable.
I agree. When I read that, that was the first thing I thought, to be honest with you. 10 stomachs, 32 brains, 9 pairs of testicles, and several hundred teeth. Where's their fucking legs? That's exactly what I thought, to be honest, Dave. I got to be honest.
Have they got eyes? I don't think they've got eyes either.
Yeah, 2 of them.
It must take a lot of brain power to process without sight. Well, I might be wrong there, but maybe they need all the brains to all the brains.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on the testicles. It must be awful if, you know.
Yeah, but it was 9.
Yeah, but can you imagine, if no relief, like, you're going to get, what's going to happen there, don't you?
Yeah.
Hashtag blue balls.
Oh, it'd be a right mess down there, wouldn't it? 9 of fuckers. Jesus
Christ.
You'd need some legs, wouldn't it? Christ.
9 testicles. Bloody hell. Oh.
Yeah, they must have lost one in some sort of conflict in the swamps, because my understanding is testicles come in pairs.
Yeah.
Not always.
Not
You know,
always.
there's the exceptions. But 9? And do they have a penis per 2 testicles and then half a penis on the one that's left? How does that work? And also, who's looking that close to your leech? So you're looking at his fucking gonads.
Well, it's a scientist, I imagine, isn't it?
Well,
Not just
yeah. Do you know what?
general
I
random guy.
am pro science all the way.
Yeah.
But who's got the fucking time to have a look at the bollocks of a fucking leech?
Well, what's that guy from the BBC, David Attenborough?
He's not looking at. Fuck off! He's full of shit, right? He's one of them guys who fucking pulls up in a fucking plane, right? Pulls up in a plane. Quick shot of him standing on the edge of the Amazon.
He's a treasure.
This is this and that. Quickly fucking get me out of here. Get the plane, and then the people who are filming it do all the work.
And then he's doing
fuck all as David Attenborough.
Well, yeah,
Back to his hotel, gin and tonic.
It's people who are filming it. You're right, Dave. They're there being bitten by leeches and then going, "Oh fucking hell, I've been bitten by there. Oh Jesus Christ! Check out his 9 testicles.
Oh, I think I just touched one of his bollocks.
Oh,
fucking hell." But yeah, I mean, another topic. David Attenborough fucking sort his shit out, but
yeah,
it just
turns up. Here we have a leech with 9 testicles. Quick, get a fucking plane. I'm fucking freezing. Off he goes. Back to the hotel. Fucking fraud.
Hang on.
National treasure. Fraud.
Lee Payne might have cracked there. No, if it was 9 pairs, not 9 separate, then it's 18 testicles.
Oh,
correct, Lee Payne.
You're opening up an old can of leeches there.
Correct. Let's bring up the thing again just to clarify. Yes, it's
9
not
pairs.
9.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. Yeah. My bad.
It's your fact. It's your fact.
They got 18 testicles.
18 testicles.
Like that's even more testicles to drag along the floor behind you, isn't it?
Oh,
we've all sat down funny, haven't we? And it's been a bit like, oh, fucking hell. Imagine you didn't have any fucking legs. Christ. Oh. And they're fucking 18 little bastards.
Fucking hell.
Jesus.
That's like a fucking space opera party, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Like, fucking
Take me to the vet, get me fucking castrated.
Oh, what were you going to say, Shane?
Well, I think David just named the new album, hasn't he? 18 of the bastards. That's what it's called.
Extended player.
Cracking fact, mate. Absolutely loved that one.
Yeah, I saw it and I thought, fucking hell, what the fuck? I have to share that with the world.
Absolutely. Can't fucking disagree with that.
You know?
Can't disagree with that. There's only one place to go after that. And that's to bed, I think. Yeah. Bloody hell.
Ladies and gentlemen. One-liner, shiner.
Well, I reckon, boys, I'm just going to say to Shane and Lloyd, get well soon, boys.
Yes. Send them some love.
I'll see it off. That's it.
I was a cop out, that was, Shane. But yeah, I agree.
But yes, I had nowhere to go after the leech thing. I had nowhere to go.
Yeah. My one line would have been, if in doubt, get your 18 testicles out.
There we go.
Yeah. On that
note. Crow family, massive thank you for tuning in tonight. As Shiner just said now, get well, Shane and Lloyd. Go and check out Stonebroken's brand new record. You can pre-order it now. Thank you to Robyn and Rich for joining me tonight. Yet again, if you want to look at our merch, go and check out www.thosedamncrows.com. But we'll be back next week for episode 93. Good night, Crow family.
Who said